Yeah, well, that's a good point. If the food in the restaurant is not good, you have to send it back to the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And somebody somebody needs to say something. It's military principles
Mm.
where you you have to understand the power of accountability. The power of accountability is that if the ship sinks, everyone's responsible.
Mm.
And imagine I don't know why I got these military ideas in my head because there's this air base now
Yeah.
where I live, right? So I've seen these planes and meeting these people from the Air Force and stuff. And so if you're checking the aircraft and something's not okay, you can't just leave it because because the poor bastard who has to fly the thing,
Yes.
it might be dropping out of the sky vertically towards Manchester, right? And you don't want anyone to have that kind of problem. Um, and people don't see it in offices so much, but lives are at stake
Yeah.
because mistakes, um, mistake is an interesting word because it's mistake, it's taking the wrong thing, taking the
Mm.
wrong information, is uh, is just not productive,
Mm.
and and productivity is a large part of success, and people who are not being productive, there's very little middle road, right? I think you're either productive or destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either contributing and building, or it's what I call backsliding. It's slowly going backwards, and it also needs to be understood in companies that not everybody needs to know everything. I mean, it's good to have information flow so that people in general know who they can go to if they have a problem or what other people are doing, or people should be celebrating their successes and correcting their errors. Um, but not everybody needs to be at every meeting if their time can be
Yeah.
more constructively orientated towards something else. Or especially if they feel that if it's not within their responsibilities, then it's not
Yeah.
within their
Yeah. Yeah.
responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a concept called pay grade decisions, which is this is where we hear that I can't or I'm not going to make a decision about this because it's above my pay grade, right? I'm not sort of paid enough to carry that weight and that kind of responsibility, and
Yeah.
um, there are a lot of decisions for all of us because of the consequences that make the decisions above our pay grade. It's like don't know, just I personally wouldn't take on a lot of certain kinds of responsibilities because it's like, well, I don't know, I don't have all the details and all the information to make all the correct decisions, and I hope that somebody else
Yeah.
does have those things. So yeah, the military principles about getting things right. The don't ignore the flashing light, right? What's that flashing light on your dashboard? Oh, I have no idea. Right. So the warnings exist to help us, right? They should not be ignored. And I say that living in a country of warnings now, where like everything has a little label on it or a sticker saying "Be careful! Don't drive too fast! Don't drive too slow!" Uh, um, or or as my partner pointed out, what was she was talking about driving, and the British laws when you read the rules for driving, it actually says that just because the speed limit is 70 miles per hour does not mean that you should drive at 70
Yeah.
miles per hour.
Yeah.
Right, it actually says that here. Whereas if you're in Slovakia and the speed limit is 70, it's like, well, I can drive 70. And everyone, so if the speed limit in Slovakia is 70, and everybody drives 70 plus minus a little bit, right?
Plus 20.
Plus 20. Okay, there we go. Plus 20, especially if it's a business car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Britain, if it's like speed limit is 70, and then people drive something between 50 and 65, right? And anyone who drives 70 is just an idiot. in everyone's opinion, which is where you can tell who all the foreigners are, because all the foreigners are driving exactly on the speed limit. And that's not a joke, actually. It's true. This island is a very strange place, for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Feel free to come and visit at any time.